Here I am at Burbank Airport. I'm headed to Boise, Idaho to pick up a 1992 Jeep Comanche. I haven't even seen it. I bought it sight unseen, and now I gotta drive it 1,000 miles home. 200,000 miles on it. Hopefully it's in good enough shape to make the trek. Let's see. Look at this little bird. I'm taking a Mosquito to Boise. Probably total passenger volume of only probably 50 people if I had to guess. Look at this thing. I didn't film this part, but upon landing, I took an Uber to a very cheap Motel 6 by the airport. That's where I was going to meet the seller the next morning. He'd actually driven 5 hours from somewhere else in Idaho in the Comanche. And upon arriving at this motel, I saw the Comanche in the parking lot. And it was so perfect, I had to write this article. The next day, I bought the Jeep, and before driving 850 miles back to LA, I did a bit of maintenance. Here I am at the Walmart parking lot. I'm changing the transmission fluid, and I filled up the diffs. I cannot risk driving 850 miles home on a low transmission or low differentials. You know, fluid is the most important element of your car. If you keep your fluids clean, your engine will last, your transmission, your drive, all the major mechanical components, they last pretty much forever if you keep the fluids clean. I mean, within reason. There's no reason why this Jeep can't go 300,000+ miles. It's got 200 now. The diffs were low, the transmission was low, so I'm glad I'm doing this. But it sucks. Oh, it sucks. It is dirty no matter what. No matter what, it's messy. And this is $100 worth of oil because this AX15 5-speed takes a very special type of fluid, a GL4 that's safe for yellow metal. So anyway, I'm glad I'm doing this because they were low, but it still sucks. All right, I'm leaving Boise. I'm trying to leave Boise, but the traffic here is ridiculous. I was talking with a local, and they were telling me about how the Californians discovered Boise, and the housing prices went through the roof and all that. Not really Boise, but the rest of Idaho, especially Coeur d'Alene. But here, there's traffic like crazy. Feels like LA. Very surprised by how bad the traffic is, but trying to get out of town. The MJ drives okay. It's really loud in here because, let me show you, this door does not seal. You could see the daylight. You see that? You could sort of see the daylight poking through because that just is not sealing properly. See that? So you can hear the noise. It's pretty loud. There's also some kind of drivetrain noise. Based on my experience, I think it's probably the front drive shaft. Probably needs to be rebuilt. I think I'm gonna probably slide under at some point and just remove it. It's definitely making some noise. This thing's a bit of a loud rattle trap so far, but didn't expect it to be perfect. And the main systems are a go, so that's great. I'm about to head into northwestern Nevada, and there really is nothing here. Look at this, nothing. And yet there's everything. Look at how beautiful that sky is. Look at this truck. It's incredible. All right, so first fill up, looks like I'm getting about 16 miles per gallon, which is not bad. It's got a camper on it, which adds a little bit of aero. And also, it's got bigger all-terrain tires on it. You know, these things are not meant for efficiency. I'll take 16. Everything seems to be running really well. I don't really have any complaints. It's cold here. I just went through Oregon, and now I'm in Nevada. And it's cold. Northeast Nevada, super freaking cold. I'm eating dinner. This is a smash bowl that I got from this gas station. It's got a place called Scratch Dig In Chicken. This should be terrible, given it's from a gas station, but it's not that bad. All right, it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm struggling to get to my hotel because I'm so tired. The MJ's running like a dream, but I just need to pause and point out this sky. I'm not trying to get all woo-woo on you, but this is the most incredibly bright sky Oh, a shooting star. Wow.
This is just amazing. The sky is just so perfectly lit. The stars, every last star. Look at these things. Anyway, I gotta get to my hotel now. It's a beautiful morning here in somewhere Nevada. You can see there's not a ton out here. Stayed in a motel, it was nice enough. This is a big moment here because I'm about to check the engine oil and the air filter, and this is going to tell me a bit about the condition of this engine. If it's missing a lot of oil, and if there's a lot of oil in that air filter, then this engine may need a rebuild, which would be expensive and time consuming, and I just don't want that. Let's pull the dipstick here, see what we see. That looks fantastic. And now let's look at this air filter. I mean, clearly there can't be that much blow by because we didn't lose any oil in 300 miles at least. All right, come on, come on. There might have been some residual in the tube. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's nice and clean. Come on, come on. Okay, there's a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe that was residual. I don't know. The point is, it's not a lot of oil being burned or shot in here. And I'll just keep an eye on this because, you know, there was some oil still in there. So, yeah, hopefully this doesn't turn black. We'll see. It's also worth noting that the leak situation looks okay. There's a little bit coming off of the... What is that? That's the rear main seal. But otherwise, actually, it's pretty dry down here. I'm pretty happy with that. It's very rare for an old Jeep to have that little leakage. I mean, there's plenty, to be clear, but it's not that horrible. Okay, well, it's day 2 of the drive. I'm headed toward the Eastern Sierras. You can see them right there. The truck's doing well. It's loud in here. Tires are terrible. These are mud terrain tires. They're kind of worn down. They're loud and they're not balanced, so the truck kind of shakes all over the place. Really excited to see what this truck will feel like when I have this door situation fixed and I have some good all-terrain tires on here. I think it'll really change the behavior. The engine is really strong. The transmission, I mean, this thing is phenomenal. 200,000 miles on this transmission and it feels brand new. I mean, the shifts are wonderful. You know, I put some high dollar gear oil in it, Redline MT90, and that's the stuff that everybody says to put in it. It shifts like a dang dream. It really does. Overall, you know, I'm pretty amped about this truck. It's small. I don't like the cap. It ruins the visibility. It kind of makes the truck look kind of creepy. I'm looking forward to getting the cap off. Part of me, I don't like putting lift kits on vehicles because it ruins them, but I think this thing needs a little more ground clearance for me to really be able to use it the way I want to use it. So I think going up just a little size to 31s, and then I'd have to re-gear. That's a project for another day. I think I'm going to get some regular size 30-inch tires like I have on there now. And then, you know, maybe in 5 years I'll put a lift on it. For now, I'm just going to run it as is, fix a couple of things, and just enjoy it. Look at that snow on the tops of the mountains there. And then there's this beautiful lake. Wow, look at how clear that is. Walker Lake. My goodness. Check this out. I'm here at Walker Lake, this big lake. I'm not exactly sure why there's nothing here. It's a beautiful lake at the base of the mountains. You'd think there'd be some kind of vacation thing for outdoors people, but there ain't jack squat. It's a giant lake. Surely someone's trying to turn this into some touristy thing at some point, but I don't know. Jeep has developed a tiny squeak. Hard to hear it. I ain't worried about it. You know, I'm starting to see why the Comanche is such a great truck. It's really maneuverable. It really is. It's lightweight. The solid front axle is good, you know, over undulating terrains, even though I don't think it's strictly necessary. It's just a nice, small, compact, maneuverable truck that you feel like you can take anywhere. Look at that sign. It was for a Burger King 90 minutes ahead. That's how desolate this is here. A Burger King with a sign 90 minutes down the street. You know, the downside to this manual transmission Comanche is it came with a 3.07 axle ratio. What that means is, instead of getting the torque multiplication of 3.55 like the automatic, you only get 3.07.
1.07. The result of that is you really have to wring this engine out to get up hills and to accelerate quickly. But, you know, with the stick shift, it's not bad. You just keep it in the right gear. I'm climbing a mountain. You know, it's not a very steep one right now, but fourth gear is plenty of power. This is a lightweight truck. It weighs about 3,400 pounds. And I've got 190 horsepower under the hood. So it's a very competent truck. Definitely more power per pound of weight than my Chevy K1500, and that has a V8 in it. Folks, I'm actually in a literal ghost town. I'm about to head from Nevada into California. This is an actual ghost town. Look at this. This entire community is gone. Look at all this. All of these homes are just, this is wild. That whole motel-y thing is done. This used to be some kind of, I don't know, restaurant maybe, I don't know. But it's done for. So is the whatever building's next to it. Just all of this is abandoned. Big motel sign. This whole motel is abandoned. Look at all these motel rooms. Every one of them. Just open. Now, I know you want me to go in there, but I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna film myself trespassing. I used to do that when I was a kid. You can't do that. Once you hit about 25, the world stops having tolerating your BS, and you just get you just end up getting a criminal record instead of oh shucks, you're a teenager. You're just a young man just doing dumb stuff like I used to. That goes away, and so I ain't doing it anymore. Not going in. But you could see, I mean, these are all just abandoned motel. This is an entire abandoned community. Just all of these, very strange. I don't know what happened. There are a couple homes with lights on in the distance, but for the most part, this whole community doesn't exist anymore. Very bizarre. All right, I've made it back home. Here's my Chevy K1500 and my J10. When I bought this Jeep Comanche sight unseen, I was a little concerned. I wasn't sure if I was going to actually replace the J10, which is such a beautiful and soulful truck, or the K1500, which is objectively one of the best trucks I've ever driven because it's so comfortable, and the Chevy 350 is amazing. I was worried that I'd buy this Comanche and then ultimately decide, you know what, I want to keep the J10 because it looks way cooler, or I want to keep the Chevy because it's way more comfortable and just a better truck overall. Well, I've been driving this Comanche now for a week, and I'll just say, J10 and Chevy, y'all can bounce. I'm a Comanche man now. This thing rules, and it's for a couple of reasons. First off, this one is in amazing shape. I fixed a clogged nipple in the crankcase ventilation tube, and now there's no more oil getting into the air filter. It doesn't smell like oil anymore. It barely even drips oil anymore. You know, there's a little rear main seal drip, and that's it. Otherwise, the thing feels like mechanically it's brand new. I'm not overstating this. The engine runs perfectly. It doesn't burn any oil. The transmission, it feels like it came out of the factory yesterday. It's so tight. It shifts so perfectly. It's just, the brakes work great. Power steering is fantastic. The size of this thing in LA, it just makes it perfect. I'm in my driveway right now. It's a really tight driveway, but I have room on both sides of my vehicle. It's the right size for LA. It's fun to drive. It's the right size. I have no doubt it's going to be reliable. It's a big bed, big. 7 feet 4 inches, and I've been using it. There's not anything big here, but I moved an entire engine for a Willys Jeep. This thing is awesome. It's going to be useful. It's actually kind of comfortable. I took my wife in this, by the way. I was really concerned because that's ultimately, like, she's got to sign off. And I asked her, what do you think? She said, I think it's my favorite truck of the 3 trucks you own. So it's got a stamp of approval there. I'm in love with it. I'm very happy. The goal was for this to basically be kind of a hybrid between the more modern fuel injected Chevy, which can pass smog, and the badass Jeep truck that is the J10, and it is perfect. It fits right in there. It feels like it's a smaller, still cool J10 that's fuel injected. I'm gonna keep this thing forever.